Since the first match, they hadn't even fended off any of Oscar's attacks. Forget slowing him down, they weren't even challenging enough to be his warm-up. What the hell? How could the Alliance send such shitty contestants? It's so humiliating. Ew, I can't stand how easily those from Glenstead are beating us. I wouldn't have come if I knew they would be so weak. It just pisses me off. Many people in the audience began to curse. It would have been fine if it was one terrible match, but there was no way they could stand still after seeing how Balerno lost 2 matches in a row. After all, the match took place in Balerno's territory, and most of the audience were Balerno martial artists. They weren't happy to see their men losing to Glenstead on their land. Those losers, Jared swore softly, angry at the first 2 contestants. Although Ronald remained quiet, he was displeased as well. The 3 substitutes he found were clearly lacking compared to the initial 3 contestants. "You're up next." Jared turned his attention to the 3rd contestant, a man in gray. "Your mission is the same as the guy earlier. Try your best to tire Oscar out instead of facing him head-on. Got it?" "I'll try." The man in gray gulped nervously. He knew there was no way he could beat Oscar, so all that was left to see was just how long he could hold the other men back. Anxiously, he climbed into the boat and headed toward the arena. 3 minutes later, there was a scream as the man in gray was tossed into the lake after less than 10 strikes. Water splashed everywhere before bubbles slowly rose to the surface of the water. Balerno martial artists are so weak. How could they lose 3 matches consecutively? I didn't expect them to be so weak. I thought it was going to be a fantastic battle. Well, Oscar can take care of all 5 by himself. Those from the Glenstead Martial Arts Alliance laughed while those from Balerno struggled to rein in their anger. Some even left in disappointment since there was no point watching anymore. "What's going on?" Sir reads. "Aren't we winning too easily?" "This is getting boring." Conrad smiled. Mockingly, his words were like knives to the heart. "That's odd. Why are the Balerno martial artists so weak?" Brutus was puzzled. He had participated in the last tournament, and both sides had been evenly matched. But Glenstead was winning too easily today. "I heard that 3 of their contestants were poisoned, so they just grabbed 3 fighters to fill in the empty seats," Conrad answered with a smile. "They were poisoned. Who was the culprit?" Brutus was surprised. "Who knows? It wasn't me. At least." Conrad shrugged. Although he wanted to win, he couldn't resort to such despicable tricks. Meanwhile, in the Balerno gazebo, Ronald turned to look at Dustin and Jared. "We can't afford to lose again. Which one of you is confident enough to win?" "I'll do it." Jared volunteered before Dustin could.